I'm going to tell you that those doctor's offices in Harris County, at each and every doctor's office, when we implement Obamacare, you're going to have a tip jar there for the doctor, because the doctor is going to need the tip jar. Keep it going. Keep things rolling. That may well happen. It's a very serious subject. Randy Robin with the Better Living Medical Company, a pharmacist by trade, knows it's a very serious subject, a crucial issue for America, and that Obamacare may have far-reaching ramifications for all of us. Randy Robin with some more insight as we move along tonight. Mr. Robin?
Do you mind if I stand? I'd like to be able to see you. If you like to see me, you're strange. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Randy Robin. I own a little business. It's a little pharmacy called Better Living Medical. You don't know me. I'm not a pundit nor a politician. I'm a 50-plus-year-old small business owner. My business is 9 years old. I have many friends in the same business category. Their businesses are medical, retail, commercial highway construction, detail construction like cabinetry and millworks, consulting, IT, law, and others. And the one thing that connects us all is that we are getting very, very tired of paying the bills for the whims of those in Congress. I am tired of it. Let me tell you something else. The people that are putting out the effort to pull the wagon are getting tired of more and more people getting in the wagon. I'm tired of it. This administration has assaulted our economy and our ability to do business, but it doesn't stop there. Our whole bureaucratic system has grown to the point that for all of their people to have something to do, they have to come up with more and more regulations to place on businesses like mine to keep their people busy. This year, I had a department of, I better not say who it is, but I had a department in the state of Texas. A gentleman came to my office. Now, I've been a pharmacist for 35 years. I have run pharmacies. I've worked for others in pharmacies. And this agency has had jurisdiction over those pharmacies since I stepped into the first one. For over 35 years, I have never seen an agent of that agency come into a pharmacy where I've been. Never. In 35 years. For the very first time, I had one just about a month and a half ago. Now, in their defense, they have a right to inspect us. But why haven't we seen them before? Why didn't they come out before? Because they got a little more money and they have to have something to do to justify the money they're getting. I want to mention a couple of conversations I had when I was a young man that I think are apropos in times like this. One day in the early 90s, you can think back in history and figure out when that was. I was working in a pharmacy, and in the background, the Clintons were working on health care. An older man came in and we began to talk. You know, you can learn a lot from old people if you listen. And he began to tell me about government-run health care because he had lived it. He had immigrated from Italy, legally I might add, when he learned of where he learned of socialized medicine firsthand. I was making some comment about maybe it wasn't too bad or wouldn't be too bad, and he told me not to believe a word of it. He described a trip to the dentist. First you get an appointment and it takes several weeks. Then you walk into the office and check in. There are 50 or 60 other people waiting in the waiting room just to see the dentist. In the back you have a dentist who makes the same money if he sees 10 patients or 100 patients. So you might not be seen anyway once you get in the building. But if you do, you sit down in the chair and tell the dentist which tooth hurts, and he or she takes a look at it. Now they have a choice. They walk over and look into the waiting room, and the waiting room's like this, filled with people. He can drill it and fill it, or he can pull it. Which one do you think he's going to take? Is that first-class health care? No. He's going to pull that too. when the guy gets you in the chair and numbs it, and then he pulls the tooth, you have to leave the chair immediately. He said, you don't even get to spit. You've got to go to a public fountain and spit the blood out of your mouth. And he said, you better hurry up and do that, or somebody will bump you on the rear, pushing you out of the way so they can spit. That's socialized health care, friends, from Italy, a country much older than ours. Another conversation I had was with my dad. My dad happens to be here tonight. He was a veteran of Korea, and he's here today along with my mother, still fighting for this country, just as you are. He said, son, one day this world is going to pass you by. Not me, Dad. I'm cool. I know what's going on. I'm hip. I'm with it. I am there. Well, I'm telling you what, he was right. The America that I've loved for 57 years is descending into the abyss of public debt, workless people, and a welfare state of basically totally unskilled, unhirables, faster than I can have ever imagined. It is truly passing me by, but that's okay. I'm getting old, and I'm on my way out. But my children have to live here, and my grandchildren have to live here. And they may not see the country that I love. In fact, they may not even hear about the country I love and that I grew up in, and again, love so desperately. I was asked to speak on Obamacare, so I better get to it. I'd like to stand up here and tell you that I know that I would like to be able to tell you what it's going to cost me cost me an X number of employees, an X number of dollars, an X number of regulations. But I'll tell you what, the worst part of Obamacare is I don't know. The men and women that own businesses in my category, like I was talking about in the beginning, they don't know. No disrespect, Representative White, you don't know either. Because it hasn't been written yet. It hasn't been written yet. We talk about 2,800 pages. But let's start back a little bit. I did a little research, and we talk about the IRS. You know, Republican groups talk about the IRS having to hire 16,500 agents to administer Obamacare. Now, I found a lot of argument on that. And I'll tell you what, I can't prove that it will take that many. The House Ways and Means says it will take as many as that number to administer Obamacare. Now, we're talking about IRS agents, okay? Maybe it won't take that many. Maybe the Democrats are right when they say, no, that's wrong. But you and I both know that it will be somewhere in between those two numbers. But I'm telling you, if they hire one IRS agent to help implement the health care bill, then what you effectively have is a melding of the tax code and the health care delivery system in this country. Then you really have a major disaster. And the Supreme Court just confirmed that quote-unquote penalty, you know, the penalty, the mandate penalty, that's a tax, okay? They said it's a tax. So what we have now, confirmed by the Supreme Court of the United States of America, is the tax code and healthcare law are effectively the same because they have been married together by the mandate. They are the same. If you don't think they're the same, wake up. We hear from all over that the Obamacare bill is 2,500 pages long. I heard tonight 2,800 pages long. I have documented by the U.S. government printing office that the IRS portion of the tax code, Title 26, is 13,500 pages long. That's the IRS portion of our tax code. The part of the tax code written by Congress is another 3,500 pages, leaving a total of roughly 17,000 pages of tax code. Is there anyone here that believes the tax code is anywhere as closely complicated as the healthcare delivery system will be. It's not even close. It won't even be similar. If they got 17,000 pages of tax code, how many pages of healthcare delivery system will this wind up to be? If we just guess 17,000, that's amazing. The people writing it don't understand it now. How are they going to understand it when it's 17,000 more pages long? If they don't understand it, then how am I going to be able to plan anything about my business future? You know, I can know the rules today, and tomorrow when somebody writes another paragraph, that rule just got eliminated. I can't plan. If I can't plan, I can't run my business. And then the politicians are fussing at me for not hiring somebody. I'd be an idiot to hire somebody. And I run a little tiny business. Stability of regulation is the last thing on the mind of these politicians and bureaucrats. They don't care that I have to change my business model over and over and over and over just to meet their regulations. And they fuss at me for not hiring. Again, how then can I plan the future of my business? The whole business community has just been punched in the gut, and I don't see us pulling out of this for a long, 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 long time. Or at least until we have some statesmen and stateswomen stand up and win elections and remove this scourge from our land.
Amen.
You want to fix health care? Stop allowing the government to force people and businesses to pay for people for whatever reason have the inability to pay for it themselves. If the government didn't compete with private individuals for health care services, the prices wouldn't be so high. What if you just outlawed medical insurance altogether? Call me a radical. What if you just outlawed medical insurance altogether? What a strange, novel idea. Well, for a few months you'd have anarchy. One or two. And then some smart, entrepreneurial physician would advertise, sorry, Dr. Opendike, would advertise 10-minute office visits for $50. The next week you'd have some guy advertising 5-minute office visits for $25. Hospitals would advertise their ICU beds for $300 a night if you stay all week. You would see affordable health care everywhere. Everywhere. My business started out as cash only. Does anybody here believe a medical clinic can run cash only? Is there anybody here that believes that? Let me tell you what, it can, because I have done it. We don't take one penny from the government, not one. In October of last year, we started taking insurance because we had a couple of doctors that needed their patients because they had patients with, I'm talking private insurance, I'm not talking about anything else. Anyway, I've digressed and I apologize. I hope this made some kind of sense. I don't know where this whole thing is going, but I'll tell you this. If we keep heading the way we're headed, we're in for rough times. Businesses cannot plan globally very far ahead, which will hurt our economic growth as a nation and as individuals. I hope the good Lord continues to look down on our country with mercy and grace. We need it. People need to get back to work, live within His Word, and we will see wonderful times again. Let's get out and look for statesmen that we can vote for. Thank you.